Hello everyone, welcome back to the LGL Season 4 Power Rankings. We're back in it with Week 2. I've got Baconater here with me. Say hi, Bacon.
Howdy, howdy. I'm very excited for another week of ranking power.
And so we're just going to get right into it. Oh, wait. We can't. Because Tony Soprano's pecs have joined us in the form of our special guest, the Wee of Bows, Weebo.
I'm being held here against my will. Hello.
Hello, kidnapping victim. Shush.
Okay,
let's get into this. Starting off in our, this is in our 16th slot, but tied for 15th, is Jamal in the Detroit Obamians. Here.
Shame.
Do we want to have our esteemed guest take the first power ranking?
I think he shall.
Okay, Weebo, take it away.
I don't know what to say about this. I mean, it's sad. It's sad what happened this week. It's sad what happened. You know, he set sun for Torchic, and Torchic went to town. He proved Bronzor, dude. No one expects it. Everyone expects Levitate. It's actually kind of good. It's good tech.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're fighting Torchic, bring Heat-Proof Bronzor, you know? Were you really even afraid of ground moves? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Are you scared of Sandygast? You the one man on earth who's afraid of Sandygast?
I'm afraid of Sandygast. He stares at me in my
He's very scary. He's a very scary boy.
Yeah, but you have a Bulbasaur.
That's true. That is true. You have like, have you seen that Freddy Krueger movie where it's like in the real world, but like the actors are in it, and the kid has a little dinosaur that protects him from Freddy Krueger?
I've not.
Nor have I.
Weird analogy aside, that Bulbasaur is your Rexy, which is the
Okay.
name of that dinosaur that
All
keeps
right.
the Sandyghasts away. I'm sorry for the terrible analogy. Please continue, Weebo. Whatever.
No, I'm pretty much. I think that was really most of my thoughts, honestly.
Yeah.
Ghastly also didn't get to do much.
Togepi was there.
Yeah,
Togepi
Togepi. I don't know
for
why
the-
he brought Togepi. I mean,
On
like,
turn.
probably could have brought something else. Probably
Togepi.
could've brought-
Glammeow.
Yeah, Glameow. Yeah, you can bring Glameow. Yeah, bring Glameow. It's like, I mean, it's worse than Meowth, but it's still fake out. It's like,
Oh, speaking of Sandygast, I found it really amusing that as Jamal really hypes up how Ghastly beats everything, proceeds to Shadow Ball Sandygast, it survives and gets murdered.
yeah, Ghastly. Ghastly didn't come out to the end. He just got absolutely wrecked.
Yeah, that was... And we didn't get to see Makuhita. Well, I'll talk about that when we get to ODF. Let's move on to our second tier 15. God, tied for 15th. Chronoculars, who has risen up the ranks
Let's go.
after a pretty narrow loss this week. A 1-0 loss against Donut Cat. This match was really weird. He had a lot of opportunities. This Axew set up a Dragon Dance, and he had a Trapinch that could have killed it with first impression, but he ended up having his ball toy eat a hit and go down to his juice, and just letting his team get ravaged by this Axew when he probably could have handled it after his Esper went down. And if he had done, the game was won by a strand, barely. Salandit got off, killed off the Charmander, and was faster than the Esper, but it was at 39%. So just having Baltoy have its berry juice left probably would have changed the outcome of that game. Oh, also, there was a dig. Axew's dig, and instead of
Don't use Dig.
Don't use dig.
Don't use Dig.
But instead of switching to, but Chronocular switched into Slowpoke, who took the dig, took about 33%, instead of the Levitate Baltoy.
Yeah.
Aw.
He
It
had
was so
Levitate.
disappointing.
I feel like Chronoculars just forgot. Like, he forgot he had Levitate. I feel like he forgot he had first impression.
It
It's just
just
like,
it just hurt to watch in those little
you
moments.
just take that extra second to just think it over. That could have pushed the match in his favor way
Absolutely.
harder.
And I think this could have been like a 3-0 win for Chronoculars, and it ended up being a 1-0 loss.
Definitely.
With just some more careful posturing. But let's move on to our 14, and I think Baconator is going to talk about this match because
I am. Once again, Sargs is the victim of some rather unfortunate luck. The man can't win a speed tie. And, there's going to be a lot of speed ties since there's not that many different speeds. And the Enfu just had no luck against that Remoraid. I mean, that Remoraid had all the luck. That double special attack boost, not getting its speed lowered. And I mean, oh man, that thing is just... Remoraid is threatening. It's probably one of the best tier 5s. It gets an insane move. Like, if you've got time, please just look at the moves Remoraid gets. We've already said them before, but if you forgot, you gotta look again.
It's insane. And it's just, Moody's just such a terrifying ability to fight against.
It's funny. Remoraid's based off of a gun, and playing against it is like playing Russian roulette. Except for there's about 5 bullets in the barrel instead of 1.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
Otherwise, I liked Sarg's setup this week. He brought his power, and it was a little... My fear was that it was very offensive, and it's felt like he was very much on the attack the whole game. There was also... except for that one... I don't know how to talk about this, really. Mienfu and Hippopotas just staring at each other for, like... 8 turns was viscerally amusing.
I think it's hard for him to switch out there with an earthquake.
It is.
Possibly thrown at anything.
And I mean, another thing is like, generally Sargs he's newer, so he's afraid of switching just generally. It's an issue he has.
Which is a bad mentality.
It's definitely, it's something you gotta get used to. It's just switching out.
If there's one person I actually want to shout on, I think one of the league's best switchers we'll talk about later is Gandhi. Gandhi is a very calculated switcher, and it's a big boon. I believe Nathan Likes Chicken has a really good video on why switching is important, but I might be mistaken.
Probably right.
Am I right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It's just, switching is probably the most powerful move in the game in a lot of ways. So don't undervalue it. But don't abuse it either. Let's move on. Number 13. I'm rambling. We've got Kyber, who I believe rounds out our 0-2s. Am I right? Should, mathematically. It's for 4th person.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. Kyber was up against... I do not remember who Kyber was up against. Hydreigon, that's right. I'm so sorry about my dogs. They're being obnoxious right now. Yes, he was up against Hydreigon. That was just a sloppy match, right?
Oh, yeah.
Very weird. Golett ate a knockoff and died.
No bulk Golett.
So no bulk, but it was choice band, which means it wasn't fast and it wasn't bulky. So what was it, Kyber?
What was it? Yeah.
I suspect it was max speed, which is bad for
terrible.
No,
don't do that.
There was some decent switching in general, but there was some weird stuff. I think Wingull switching in on the Magby was dangerous. Taking a fire punch and it ate 78% to the face.
A note about the Magby. Fix your EVs.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get...
Oh yeah, I guess that's him.
Yeah, let's get to Hydreigon.
Yeah, we'll wait for him. I'm mad about that still.
Metatite was a huge player this game, and I thought he played Metatite pretty well, actually. It kind of bobbed and weaved pretty effectively, but...
I have an interesting stat to bring up. Not really a stat, but a damage count. 196, not plus attack. Life Orb Mincino knockoff against a 0 HP, 36 defense Golett. 104.5 to 131.8 guaranteed OCO.
Really?
Make that max defense no violate Golett, and it becomes a 6.3 to OCO min 81.
Interesting.
Yeah, I suspect it was
Fucking
the
rules.
showdown usage special defense goal.
In general, I prefer physical defense in Draft League. Physical attackers are more prevalent, so that's another thing you kind of just have to adjust for. I almost forgot to mention, though, Helioptile not running Thunderbolt.
Dark
Volts-
Pulse hit nothing except Duskull, and you had stuff for Duskull because Duskull sucks.
I know it kind of feels awkward running two Electric Mews between Volt Switch and Thunderbolt, but that's why you do it. His end game was he was facing down a Vullaby, and he had to Dark Pulse to try and anticipate a Chinchou switch, I guess. Because if he had Volt Switched, he would have brought in his basically dead Flabebe, and Vullaby survived a Volt Switch. I feel comfortable saying Vullaby would have died to a Thunderbolt over a Volt Switch. 20 base power is huge difference.
Yeah, that's definitely possible.
And just it's just those a couple little things that kind of fucked with the match, and it just ended up coming out as a loss for Kyber. It didn't look atrocious for him or anything, and I think he's got a good chance of moving on. But for now, we're gonna have to move ourselves along to number 12, which is Garrett. One of you has opinions about this match.
I know both of us, but
I think we both have some interesting opinions about this match.
So,
all right, well, I'm going to start with focusing more on Geyser's side of the Garrett match, but I will talk a bit about Garrett's too. More just how certainly strong Life Orb Alolan Sandshrew is, especially, well, mainly in Hail, because that thing hits 24 speed. I think it might even get to hit 26 if it runs Jolly. It has 18 attack, or 19. That I can't remember, 18 or 19 with that one. I think it's just 18, but still.
it's enough.
And it gets some great moves. Steel and Ice, pretty good stat. That hits quite a bit. Plus it gets Earthquake and Knockoff. It's pretty threatening.
It hits 18 attack with Positive Nature.
Yeah, which I think is what you run most weeks.
Yeah.
I liked the team that Garrett brought, like the Pokemon on it. I think getting the crit on Machop was definitely unfortunate. Granted, a flinch would have essentially given the same thing. But the odds were definitely favored towards Garrett. He just didn't get it this time. Spritzy living the Iron Head was a little surprising. Just shows how bulky Spritzy is. It might have needed to come in earlier to help a little bit. I doubt it really would have mattered.
Yeah,
but then you could have
Machop
put
there.
a bullet punched if you had it on Machop for safety.
That could have been big, actually. Yeah, I don't think I have much more to say, especially on Garrett's side of things. He just got slaughtered. I mean, it was brutal. Also,
Zap Cannon Misdreavus is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
That is
it's so funny. It's
the
so
only
bad.
thing that got a kill.
Use your Misdreavus normally. It's so good if you just use it.
Yeah.
Like, just a Misdreavus and not a telekinetic, I don't know, thunderstorm, I don't know.
Balloon.
Balloon.
Yeah, so I think there's a little bit of too clever for its own good going on Garrett's side of the thing sometimes, and I think that played a role here. But overall, the crit was unfortunate, felt a little underprepared. You have to prepare for Alolan Sandslash. It is like the only thing you have to do when you fight Geyser. I'm not literally, but it is like the top priority is fuck up Alolan Sandslash and then figure everything else out. But I think we've said enough about Garrett. Let's move on to number 11, which is Donut Cat rising 4 ranks. We talked about this match in some detail already, but I want to add that Donut Cat just used the exact same team. Which is almost just his top 5. It's okay. Never mind. basically the exact same team, if not the exact same team. I didn't actually look at the moves, and I don't think that team's great, and it worked out here, I guess. But if you keep this predictability up, you will become this season's Epsilon.
If Binoculars didn't make the misplays he did, like, Donut would have been in a really bad place. Like, if Binoculars had gotten, like, the first impression on the XU.
I still think a lot of this is too clever for its own good. Lickitung is... Belly Drum, Focus Punch, Lickitung is still a bad set, and it even looked bad in this match. And then the Salandit set still feels wonky, and I still don't like Lancetberry Crabrawler. And Drifloon has done a shocking amount of nothing.
I had trouble using Drifloon last season too. It's like it either does like really good or it dies instantly. That was my experience with it.
Yeah, it's a fickle bitch, but it can be used and not abused. And that's kind of where it feels like I think we're gonna need to see some team changing, or Donut Cat is not gonna stay even this high on the list. But congrats on your win, of course. But be warned, it could all go away so fast.
That's ominous.
Okay, moving on to number 10. It's Baconator!
Baconator.
Oh man, it sucks to be here.
You want to talk about how fucked you were?
Huh? Well, I'm still recovering from it, you know. Still needing to take some ibuprofen from the absolute butt fucking I got.
I mean, you were just outplayed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was merely outplayed by
it was just
sheer unfortunateness of Talo existing.
You were outplayed
Especially
by
in
Talo's
tier
existence.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got outplayed by a Lumberry Tortuga. I know it wasn't for Hypnosis. Because, like...
He said it was for Will-O-Wisp burn.
Yeah.
Which is reasonable.
Yeah, that is reasonable.
But it just
fortunate
happened.
Since I had Hidden Power Grass on it.
Mm.
And I thought you were Sturdy Juice, since, you know, that's the most common set, and that's the best set, I think, on Tortuga by far.
I think switching up the item does have merit. It causes this
kind
of
have merit.
catch gotcha moments, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then...
I was surprised Apom lived the Ice Punch, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Especially since it wasn't a Violite, but...
It was just kind of a clean beatdown by Billette in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think I should have packed Grimer, looking back at it. I think Grimer had some merit.
Grimer always has merit. He's a handsome boy.
No. That's Drillbur. Damn, Drillbur fucking hits. Grimer don't like that.
Oh, there was the Zoroa disguised as a Drillbur getting one hit KO'd by a Darumaka G U-turn.
Yeah.
That was entertaining. Is your Darumaka G hustle?
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, it had to be to kill with that U-turn, dude.
Yeah. No one's missing. Someone else brought Darumaka, right? Oh, I think it just got killed, right?
Garrett brought his Darumaka, and it U-turned, and then died later.
Everyone's hitting their hustle moves.
For now.
Let's move on to number 9. Jaw into Unicorn. Jaw.
What was the deal with Jaw?
We don't talk about Jaw.
You love to see Keith. You love to see Keith show up with the explosion.
You do love to see Keith. Keith is a handsome boy, and he did his handsome job.
Yep, Keith did what Keith does.
Jaw was just unprepared for sheer sweeping threats between Clamperl and particularly Jangmo-O really punching above its weight. And it just really had the moves to clean up everything that Jaw was doing. That is one of the weaknesses of this team in particular. It's pretty frail, other than its backbone is Moraine, Pineco, Gossifleur, Drowse. Actually, it's not that frail. I lied. But it just kind of fell apart under Jangmo-O, and Thunder Waving on a substitute on the Clam Pearl was unfortunate. Substitute Clam Pearl was also kind of spicy. But Jingmo just getting to set up 3 Dragon Dances was curtains. Easy curtains. Moving on to number 8. Tied for number 7. It is Hydreigon. We've already talked a bit about this match, but I think Weebo had something to say.
Fix your Magby. Fix your Magby's IVs. You gotta lower the IVs so that when you belly drum, the berry juice will bring you back up to full health. You're sitting there at 53% HP looking like a fool.
A fool. An utter buffoon.
And also, don't bring Sobble and Chincho. Just bring Chincho. Sobble is bad.
Yeah, Sobble's bad. You can literally just put on a Scarf Porygon and get twice the mileage.
Yeah, Sobble is a low tier water type that you get when there aren't any other good water types, but you have a fucking Chinchou. It's like if you ordered McDonald's and while on the table there is like a 5-course meal and then ate both at the same time. Just eat the meal. You don't need McDonald's on the side. Otherwise, I mean, the game wasn't played terribly by Hydreigon, other than those couple kind of weird team building things. Nasty Plot Vullaby is a decent set. It feels weird when you have literally no bulk. He brought no bulk, and you're using a Nasty Plot Vullaby set. It seems ambitious. Minchino performed very, very well this week. Dwebble was dead, got murked, but congrats on appearing. And Chinchou actually played some pretty big mind games right at the end with Helioptile. He had to kind of Volt Absorb, Water Absorb is just a really tough place to be in. So it's just having it on your team can be really beneficial. But I think that's all I want to say. Anything you guys want to add?
No, not really. Other than just driving home the point of don't bring Sobble.
Yeah.
Don't bring Sobble. And fix your Magby. That's like your 2 main things, honestly.
Makes me sob when he brings Sobble. Funny. Okay, moving on to also tied for number 7. We have Pradiush rising 6 ranks with a pretty significant victory over Sargs, right? Yep. Remoraid looking real good as a tier 5.
Remoraid. It's like a real gun.
It is a gun. It's a gun, man. It's a fucking gun. Meowth, one of the most powerful things about Meowth is it forces you to put Protect on your Mienfoo. Speaking of Sargs, it's just such a powerful thing to see in team preview. It's like, shit, it's Meowth. I gotta handle this or I will get chipped for 80% on all my fucking Pokemon. Hippopotas was eating hits like it's nobody's business. Anorith was missing out on lethal Rock Blasts like Rock Blast tends to do. And Riolu was showing why it is a slightly underwhelming fighting type.
I just have to correct you on one thing. You horribly mispronounced something. You said Hippopotas, but it's Hippopotas.
It is Hippopotas. My apologies.
And that thing is tanking.
It's got so much dumpy that it can eat all of the damage. Like it's
swinging back and forth.
Like it's the McDonald's you ordered before your 5-course meal. Yeah, it was just a pretty clean game from Pradiush. Took advantage of the luck he got and didn't play super greedy. One of the weird things was not using... I assume Anorith has X-Scissor. I could be wrong. But using...
It's still resisted by the Mienfoo.
No, it's neutral.
No, it's not.
No, fighting does... Fighting resists bug.
Psychic's weak to bug.
Mienfoo's a fighting type.
Yeah, what?
Why was I thinking of... What was I thinking of?
There's
like
no.
fighting type. Yeah, no.
But at least
nice.
it
It's
would have
not. It's
been.
not. Sorry, I'm
Rock
thinking of
Blast's-
Metatype for some reason.
But Rock Blast is also resisted by fighting, and I think the math works
Yeah.
out in X Scissors' favor.
Rob.
On average, yeah.
Does Exeter have a high crit rating?
It
No,
does.
it's-
I think
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh no, it
It's
doesn't. I thought
just
it.
80.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't have been.
That aside, Pradiesh played it fine to good all around. So let's just move on to number 5. That should be 5. Yeah.
It happens.
Number 5.
Wait, no,
Odin.
it shouldn't be.
Yeah, is there tied for?
Dumbass.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right. I had it reversed in my head. Number 6, Audif. He's Audif, guys.
Yeah,
Mr. Can't Count.
ODF with the Cambridge Wild Caterpies. Unfortunate not seeing Makuhita do anything, but Sandygast getting to devour a gas.
Poor Chicken Rufflet went in.
Yeah,
dude.
I was kind of burying the lead there. Torchic and Rufflet kind of handled this game. The Bird Squad. Oh, I forgot to mention Torchic in Week of the Birds. Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, that is a bird.
They just double bird. The double bird caw patrol. God, I'm just
That's an awesome name.
the Caw Patrol. The Caw Patrol came in and flare blitzed and Brave Bird and took a bunch of recoil, but took everyone down with them. And it just worked out. That pressure was immense, and I was kind of worried this team wouldn't have enough offense, but maybe burden up is all you need to do. Just bird up and everything works out. So, yeah, you guys have anything you want to add?
No, ODF just kind of played real good this week.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he took advantage of his opponent's stun and just like he went in.
that was in number 5, we have Gandhi, who dropped 3 places to land at number 5 on a loss, which is just amusing in a lot of ways. Gandhi got screwed so hard.
Absolutely hacked him.
It was brutal. Gandhi played the first half of this game squeaky clean. And the Shelmet switches were clean. The Farfetch was getting in. Snubble came in when it was supposed to come in. And it would have worked out. And then it got crit. And then it was his Hydro Pump that missed, right?
Yeah, Froakie Hydro Pump missed.
Yeah, Frokie's Hydro Pump missed. And Hefty Harris squeezed his big horse thighs and popped Gandhi's eyeballs out.
Yeah. It was rough.
I know it's starting to get into some Mr. Hands type shit.
I will say it was interesting seeing Litleo survive. Not Litleo, Rowlet. God, Rowlet survived the hidden power fire at 1 HP and picking up the kill.
Just deceptively bulky.
Rowlet's
Like it's not super bulky, but like it's got enough to take a hit.
Yeah.
Like it really.
Rowlet is one of the best defensive Pokemon in current Little Cup.
Oh yeah, Defog is. It's a good
And
Defog.
I just Shelmet and Rowlet pulled so much weight, and Litleo was a significant player here. He played sharp. He used his lower tiers, and he got fucked by Hefty Harris.
What can I say?
What can I
If you
say
like that.
except you're welcome? Okay,
To number 4.
yeah. Which is Weebo,
Me.
the person who used a horse to commit horrible acts.
Crimes. Yeah,
And-
crimes.
Horrible
Crimes.
acts.
Horrible acts. He dropped a rank with his
It's
win.
rough. It hurts.
One of the roughest things that happened was Honedge getting close combated to death.
forgot about Scrappy.
That was brutal.
That was a focus band tone edge because I thought it was funny, and like if focus band had activated that first turn, that would have been probably the funniest thing.
Sadly, he would have just gotten killed by the second close combat.
Hey, he would have gotten out a real mean Iron Head first.
And Snivy, you just kind of brought your top. I'm just now noticing you just brought your tier 1s, your tier 2s, and your
I
tier
sure
3s.
did. I did it last week, and I'll do it again.
I mean, it was effective. That's just a good core. You got fighting, dark, and ghost kind of psychic, and then fire, water, grass. You've got your cores almost made, and this team's really good. And Hefty Harris took advantage of his luck. You were losing that game. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If
you were
Harris didn't get that
screwed.
crit, I lost. If Froakie hit that Hydro Pump, I lost.
Carvana getting sat on by a Giga Drain Shelmet was entertaining, I've got to say. If I recall, that was... Yeah. And
Shelmet put the fear of God into me.
Shelmet should put the fear of God on everyone. He is a scary boy. So, very sloppy win for Weebo this week.
Absolutely. I like the sloppy.
I feel greasy saying that Weebo won, but here we are. And now we're gone. Moving on to our third place spot. Geyser picking up the easy 5-0 win to rise 4 ranks. Yeah. Hale's
What a clean match for Geyser.
Hale's good. It's just good. It's yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say about it, really.
You got Hale, you got Abra, you got Tyrant to clean. It's games.
Stop letting Geyser build disgusting Hale teams. Stop it.
He keeps getting away with it.
He's what a prankster. What a funny boy. I'm mad. Do you have anything you want to say, Baconator?
Not really. He's just kind of gaming.
I'm mauled away.
All that can be said has been said.
In silver, we've got Billette, who just sat on Baconator this week.
But not like in a good way, just in a really bad way.
In a Talo is actually insane way.
Yeah, Talo I think might be.
Talo will be getting some of the harshest.
That's
hits from the tier changes of season 4 to 5.
If I was making tier changes right now, I could see Talo moving up to tier 3. Legitimately.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be tier 3. I can't defend it being in tier 4.
It was underrated. It was underutilized in the previous seasons, and now we get to see it on full display. You have to answer Talo, which is scary because it is a tier 5. Cutie Fly is still just cheerleading for Billette. Billette feels like I have only shown you 10% of my true power.
He's got like the fastest Weber, and he hasn't set webs.
Yeah, and like his tier 4s aren't great, but damn, he's just got like Talo and the creativity of that Fennekin set from last week. Puts a lot of confidence in the fact that Billette could just be an absolute monster. And honestly, this isn't one of the better... I don't think this is one of the best teams in the league. I think we undervalued Talo, but I think Billette's just a sharp player that knows how to catch people off guard and play games strong. So that makes Billette a huge threat.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of huge threats, let's move on to our gold placement. So I'm going to say this right now. Hey, Wolfhaley, I hope your audio's on because you're in first, not last. First. Ooh, no. What? It says one right here. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. It's all in good fun. But one, you're winning. You moved up 0 ranks because, oh my god, he probably saw the 15 here and thought he was in last, but it's because he rose 15 places.
That I guess that probably is why. Yeah.
Probably, but then hey, he'd be second.
Yeah, but I could get that.
Yeah, I guess I understand a little more, but still, like, why would we go over last place at the end of the
Yeah, that would still be weird. But that aside, just a lot of sweeping threats between Clampearl and then Jang Moo coming in. Just showing this team is incredibly offensively potent, especially after its retooling. This new version is proving to be an offensive menace. And it doesn't have like any backbone. It is coughing and fampy, but
yeah,
it doesn't need it. You guys want to add anything? Like,
it's just quite a threatening team. I think that people are gonna have to building for it more now.
Yeah.
He has now proven himself. He has beat a rather competent opponent in Jaw.
Yeah.
So he has given himself some proof.
Yeah.
If he can beat Weebo and Gandhi, then everyone's going to have to be quite scared.
Yep.
Yeah, ODF, you're up against Wolfhaley next week. If you're watching this out, prep.
Yeah.
Prep for this.
And also have fun with that, lol.
Yeah.
I'll get swept by Picky Peck.
Please don't.
Don't get picky pecked.
Picky packed.
Picky peck.
And it's time for everyone's favorite stats and facts. And this is the stats and facts of week 2, the week of the bird. Because birds were really good this week. Torchic, Talo, Vullaby, Rufflet, and Farfetch'd G all played incredibly massive roles, and birds picked up almost 10 kills this week. I just guessing, honestly.
Bird up,
honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to? Baconator will take set of the week.
Well, I kind of got absolutely fucking packed by it. That poor Onyx, who got absolutely shit mixed by HP Water. And then the most of my team just, I don't know why. I forgot to prep for Taylor. Like, I saw his top, 7, and just said, all right, I'm prepping for these. Completely forgetting how good Taylor was the previous week. I was so focused on how good that Fennekin set was that I forgot, here's this massive tier 5 threat that should not exist. Let me just not prep for that.
I also want to say Billette is the first ever recipient of set of the week twice in a row, because there's only been 2 weeks and he got set of the week both times. So congrats, Billette, for being a genius,
in that case,
apparently.
we have another award to give out for being the same thing twice of the week.
That's true. We
got done of the week.
Take it away.
All right, so he returned. Sub belly drum, resto chesto, focus punch. These are all things that describe this like a tongue. And by golly, is it garbage? Why would you do that? Why? When you, it's like nothing about that set is okay.
Not only do you have to belly drum, and then you have to rest, you also have to set up a substitute, and then once you do all of that, you get a 150 base power non-stab move.
Just use body slam.
Yeah. I mean, after stab, it's effectively 120 base power. And then you get another move slot because you don't need to run substitute on your belly drum user.
Yeah, I guess he's resto chesto, I guess, because he ran out of juices. But I don't know, man.
There's so many better. Also, you could just not run belly drum like a ton.
Yeah, that's a good play. Doesn't it get wish? Does it get wish?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, run wish.
You just it's okay. Match of the week. My match of the week is going to our esteemed guest and versus Gandhi, which was this cool game where Gandhi got some good outplays, good posturing, and then a crit and a miss, and suddenly Hefty Harris is doing that Invincible meme with the Vine Boom sound effect and the ass. Which is the only way I could describe that. And then Weebo won.
Oh yeah.
Baconator, you're up.
Yeah, once again, Geyser versus Garrett was my favorite. And remember, you have to a lot for Alolan Sandshrew. I think at least 2 of your team members should have sets that just specifically take care of that one Pokemon. And then you also need to have something for Abra.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also need to make sure that you can like take care of the Hail Setter. You've got to take care of a lot of things. You know, some Pokemon can cover more than one, but you got to be careful.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you underestimate Alolan Sandshrew, you are going to die. And there's no way around it.
An underestimation of Alolan Sandshrew will be the death of Alolan Sandew.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Alright, so I also picked Geyser versus Garrett, because if there's one thing Garrett has, it's creativity. He's had some like jank, weird stuff that comes out of nowhere. It's not necessarily good, but it's usually really funny, and I appreciate that. And overall, I just think the plays in that match were real nice.
We
Geyser
stand
and
memes.
Garrett.
Oh
yeah, absolutely.
We're a meme support group. As long as just try not to be too clever for your own good. And then we've gotten to that time in the video again. That's it! Go away!